Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, y'all. Hope everyone has had an excellent weekend so far. But as usual, it's Sunday, and we gotta get back to the grind here. So as always, just gonna start with the economic calendar. So let me go ahead and pull this baby up. And as usual, coming here to Market Watch, coming up here to Economy, and coming down here to the U.S. economic calendar. And we could see what we got coming up here this week. So Monday, starting with a Fed speaker, always fun. Middle of the session as well. We'll see. Maybe not very impactful. We'll see what they say. Another Fed speaker here on Tuesday, right before the session starts, and then Waller here right after the session starts. So it looks like we've got the Fed piping up this week quite a bit. Again on Wednesday, again Cook speaking. We got Powell right before the open. I am Eastern time here, so market opens for me here at 9:30 a.m. And then Barr again in the afternoon, still during the session, and then another Fed speaker after the session. Damn, what we got going on here? Let me see. Jump over to the Federal Reserve Board. I like to come to their direct calendar here sometimes. Get maybe a little bit more detail on what the Fed is doing. Alright, here's tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's see, the Division of Research and Statistics Centennial Conference. Alright, not sure what that is, but we've got quite a few Fed speakers talking around this event here. Oh no, and then he's got something else here on Thursday. Oof, alright. Busy week for the Fed here. Busy week for the Fed. So then again, we have Powell on Thursday during the session, and then, oh, we got Veterans Day coming up here. Okay. So nothing too crazy here, you know, specific economic data, right? We got the usual jobless claims on Thursday. But we do have a lot of Fed speakers, so something just to keep an eye on here as we come up to these times during the sessions, right? Just got to be careful what the Fed is dropping here, right? Especially during these kind of shaky times, right? And another thing here, let's jump over to earnings, right? Always come over here to earnings whispers. I always come to their X profile here and just check it out, you know, straight off of this, but they also have a website you can check out, ewhispers.com, I believe it is, or earningswhispers.com. But anyway, let's just dig through this thing. Coming through Monday here, nothing too crazy. Tuesday before the open, we got Uber. Okay, Celsius, D-Dog here for anyone who still trades that. Hey, Dutch Bros, you know who you are. We got Upstart and Rivian here after the close on Tuesday as well. So again, nothing too crazy. Wednesday, Roblox for any of you still interested in that. It's before the open on Wednesday. And then we got Affirm, Twilio, Disney here. AMC for my DGens out there Wednesday after the bell. Alright, again, nothing too crazy. Here through Thursday, win. And alright, nothing really too crazy here earnings-wise this week, right? No Apples or Amazons or the Googles of the world, right? Where we might see a little bit of market manipulation across the board leading up into a big name earnings, you know, or after. But nothing too crazy this week, right? Maybe Disney here, our biggest name. But alright, let's dive into some actual charts here. So ES, really nice recovery this week, right? You know, we've been talking about these longer downside legs here we've been getting from the market, right? And waiting for that pop back up out of this third counter channel to the downside. You know, we had a really good long stint here. We got that pop out of it and then rejected again here at the daily mean and kind of had a little bit of a repeat, right? Again, looking for this bounce out of here. And a really, really nice pump this entire last week that we just had here, clearing this daily mean, not even coming back to retest it here, right? Here's the daily mean and this white line right here, and just cranking higher, right? Clearing this daily 200 and up to this daily 50. So really nice run up from ES here, almost too nice. Let's see what this upcoming week brings. You know, as we get back up to this level of consolidation here, right? We're right back up to where we were chopping after a previous pump up here near this 4400, right? We spent a couple days here on ES trying to get through this key psychological level of 4400 just to have a massive rejection. Now we've had a nice run straight back up to this zone right here. So again, we need to clear this zone, right, to get a continuation here to go higher. So this is going to be a tough little zone to clear, I'm going to assume, this week, right? But we'll see, right? We already had one nice run up to it. Sellers eventually took over and brought us back down, but buyers again bringing us back up. So let's see if they come back with even more force than previous, right, and really get us through. So that's definitely what I'm keeping an eye on here for this week, right? Y'all hear me all the time during our live sessions saying, you know, I'm just looking for a nice horizontal line to put on some risk, right? Just looking for a good key inflection point to put on risk. And again, we have just rocket shipped right back up here to this 4400. Nice key psychological level. Gonna keep it simple here tomorrow and probably the rest of the week if we start to repeat this, right? Looking for upside above this 4400, looking for downside below this 4400, and conveniently we have this daily 50 simple moving average here in gold right near this level as well. Right, so I'm gonna kind of use this daily 50 to create my zone around 4400. So between 4390 currently and 4400, right, a little bit of a no man's land here in this 10 points, and then looking for shorts below and looking for longs above. But again, I like having this moving average here, right? It kind of gives us another little level here to bounce off of and give us you know, a little bit of guidance on who is going to be leading the way here, right? Buyers or sellers. So not too bad of a look here for ES. Again, at a critical point here at this 4400, this previous level of recent consolidation, right? Ooh, and I like that we're getting back up here to this daily Ichimoku cloud. Cracking a nice channel here to the downside as well on this daily chart. Right, as you can see between these gold dashed lines right here. Cracking above it here on Friday and going higher. Love that. So let's see, you know, gotta crack through this 4400 and then we're gonna have a nice little shelf here for a few days at about 4415 or so. And this daily Ichimoku cloud isn't too thick here. So let's see, maybe we can crack above this thing here in this next week. Right, again, we're arriving at a key psychological level here of 4400. We've got this daily 50 here. We've got this daily Ichimoku cloud here. Right, you know, can we just blast through this thing? I mean, we have seen the previous 5 days of just blasting straight up, right? 6 days here. So possible, totally, but again, as we arrive at a key psychological level and these other variables, I wouldn't be surprised if we do finally see, again, just like we saw here before, a little bit of turbulence before we either continue or reject again, right? And let's see, let's hope we get that continuation to the downside and we have a nice little continuation run up here. Maybe get back to this 4,500 or so. But again, keeping very much in mind the current environment, right? We've got two war fronts here that we're dealing with, right? This whole deal here in the Middle East getting very spicy. I wouldn't doubt something silly happens soon and we roll right back over. But we'll see, and we'll have to just treat that day by day, right? So for now, just dealing with this 4,400, and again, this daily 50, daily Ichimoku cloud here. Couple things to put on some risk at, right? Especially if we start to clear this cloud, we should have a nice run up to the upside from here. And then for downside, right, just real simple, just looking to pull back either to this daily 200 here in this solid blue stair-stepping line, or back to the daily mean here, this tan stair-stepping line, right? And then ultimately we have this weekly squeeze bottom down here at about 4,200, nice key psychological level. Not bad. Some nice clear levels to work with. And alright, NQ, a similar look, of course, here to ES. Recovering out of that third counter channel to the downside, coming back up here above the daily mean, right, this thick white line, or this thick cream colored line here on the left. Didn't even come back to retest it and going higher. NQ here actually cracking a bit through this daily 50. And of course, we got through a nice psychological level here of 15,000, right? This 15,000 has been a big level for us. So a really nice effort here from NQ. And then, ooh, similarly to ES, except NQ looking a little bit better, right? Cracking into this daily Ichimoku cloud. Very, very nice. And at the top here of this channel, right, made by these daily candles here. So let's see, we could have another nice move here in that continuation, but again, just like ES, gotta get through this little zone of consolidation we have just arrived at. So we really need to find some good local support here to hold us up and ultimately push us higher. Right, just like on ES, in NQ, we have the daily 50 here. Again, we have this interaction with this daily Ichimoku cloud. Hopefully we can stay inside of it and crack higher. So not going to spend too much time here, right? We're looking at about the same setup. And again, to the downside, this daily mean or this daily 200 down here in this weekly squeeze bottom, right? Some nice clear levels to work with here. Ruddy, our small caps here, just like our other indices, really nice recovery, getting up here through the mean and shooting higher. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time here because it is pretty much the same setup. Looking to get above this daily 50, looking to hold a nice psychological level here of 1750, and ooh, yep, we're getting close to this daily Ichimoku cloud as well here on Ruddy. And just like our other indices here so far, a nice daily channel we're starting to crack above. So again, just looking to hold these moving averages, looking to hold the top of this channel and continue higher to this daily Ichimoku cloud, or we will then re-enter this channel to the downside and start to visit these moving averages below. But we've been saying it every single morning here in our live sessions, right? It's rotation, rotation, rotation. So gotta be careful with that, right? Especially as we do arrive back up here at this previous level of consolidation, right? We could then start to see some chop here again, and we will see a ton of rotation. Right, pretty crazy to think we've seen a lot of rotation even here in these past couple days on this boost back up, right, for all of the indices. but they're getting very, very annoying and very, very consistent with that rotation, especially at open. And really just sprinkling it in there, right? A quick move, they sprinkle it in for a few minutes, spend a few minutes moving, they start rotating again. You know, we have seen kind of some miserable, decent legs up though, right? Some decent moves here to the upside in these past couple days, right? And again, all these indices looking similar, but a lot of dreadful price action in these decent legs up. Definitely making it a hard day trading environment here. So again, that's always why I say, just stick to those horizontal lines, play longs above whatever horizontal line it is that you identify, and play shorts below, and just keep it simple, right? Play in those trends, play with the wind in your sails, and hopefully you can stay out of making easy mistakes that way. But alright, YM here, again, similar to our other indices, so not going to spend too much time here. Breaking out of this daily channel here that we've had to the downside, getting up near this daily Ichimoku cloud, right? Really like to see all of our indices here getting close to testing or already testing this daily Ichimoku cloud. And all of them here at a decently thin enough section that maybe within a week, right, we can crack through this thing. But YM, you know, just like our other indices here, right, cracked up through the daily mean, didn't come back to retest it, going higher. YM getting above this daily 50 here, like to see that. Just need to clear this daily 200, and we are in a nice bullish trend here. Got a little, I believe, daily squeeze popping up right here. Yep, a daily squeeze popping up right here. So, you know, really lining up with this daily 200. Should be an easy target here to the upside. Maybe even first thing tomorrow. We'll see. But alright, let's jump into some names here now. Apple. Apple, of course, as always, right? Biggest name here in the S&P. Always got to pay attention to Apple. So Apple had an overall good earnings, right? You know, they let her sink here a little bit early, brought it back up pre-market, and really just didn't do much here on Friday. But again, not surprised, right? Let's say it again. Apple, the biggest name on the market, right? So many players keeping an eye on this, playing this name, whether it be commons or options or whatever. And they're expecting a move, right? They're expecting a move. And what do you get in between sessions? A decent move, right? One you didn't expect, a recovery, and then it opens and then does really nothing in that next session, right? This is just another way to really mess with retail traders, you know. Again, this game is mostly psychology over anything, and this really just threw everyone for a ride here who was either really long or really short or whatever. But again, you know, we trade options here, we trade futures here, so I'm not going to stress all of that too much. I'm always just looking for the next leg, right? So Apple here still just holding at this daily 50, right? So as usual, this is going to be my horizontal line here. Looking to play longs here above this 177-ish, where this daily 50 is, or looking to play shorts below here, crack under this 175 key psych level and this daily mean, and we should have us a nice short here down to the daily 200 if it is a short. But overall, you know, liking this move here that we ultimately had above the daily mean, right? A gap up before earnings, sinks back to it during the earnings or after earnings is reported. And a nice hold here at this daily 200, but ultimately recovering above this daily mean right for the session to start, and a nice hold for the whole day right above this daily mean. So the upside here looking pretty decent for Apple as well, right? Had a nice run up to get above this 180, ultimately sank back down here with the market. But another nice hold here at the daily mean after that earnings. Let's see if we can make another run back up to this 180. And then another nice little look here and on a daily Ichimoku cloud, right? Apple, oof, man, got really close to it here, right? Middle of October, massive leg back down, but we're coming back up here, testing it again, rejected at it, came back up to test it again here on Friday. Let's see if we can hold above this daily 50 and start to punch in some price action above this daily Ichimoku cloud bottom. Right, we've got a nice psych level here of 175, kind of near all of this. So really just looking to hold this 175, looking to hold this 177, clear this 180, hold this daily Ichimoku cloud, and pump higher from here. Look at some strikes here real quick. Some contracts. Oh, kind of lighting up here. Let's see. These are kind of cheap. These are kind of cheap here at Beast, but this 170 put 167.5 here. Pretty close to Beast. Nothing too wild. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if we do ultimately reject all these things, 170 does become an easy target. Back down here, let's check out this 170, and we'll check out this 180, I guess. What did I select? I had the put up, so let me throw the put over here, throw the call on the right. And we said the 180. Let's check out as well here. See if we got it all as well. Nice. Alright. Alright, so this 170 put, kind of the most interesting looking strike here on this chain, at least for right now. Maybe even this 175 has a lot more volume, but you know, it's beginning of the week, so we can look out a little bit. You know, I really like this consolidation here on our open range buy zone, and then even, you know, getting a little bit closer to Beast here, right? Again, as we return to these areas of consolidation here near the mean, right, especially like on our major indices, we had some tighter consolidation here mid-October, and we're back at these levels, right? Apple doing something similar here, of course. Again, won't be surprised if we get a little turbulence here this week before maybe continuing higher or rolling over and coming back down. So something like this 170 put could see a few bounces here this week near 30 cents, right? Could be one of these strikes that you just play all week, 30 cents to 50 cents, 30 cents to 80 cents. You know, as the week goes on, maybe it gets a little bit more volatile, maybe it gets back up to this $1.05 or so from 30 cents here on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Something to keep an eye on here. I like that. And ultimately, you know, again, looking at key psychological strikes here around our current price action, this 180 call, also some nice accumulation here at this open range buy zone. Ultimately did reject this open level, but also has some room to fall down to Beast. So, you know, at just a quick glance, I do like how these puts look a little better, but ultimately nothing too crazy here to sway me in either direction at the open. But I do like these strikes here for this week. If you like Apple, I like these strikes. Alright, AMD. Clean up some levels here. Man, AMD really took off here after these earnings. Getting up near this 115, right? We've seen a ton of consolidation here at this 110, at this 105-ish, right? We were playing that 107 for a while. And again here, AMD coming way down to the bottom of this range, right? Even cracking under 100 here. Again, but a nice rocket ship here to the upside off of that earnings and off of this weekly squeeze bottom, right? Let's see here, after holding this weekly squeeze bottom for quite a few days, if ultimately the mission is up here near 120 at this weekly squeeze top, could even push something like 125. A lot of this price action though kind of topping out here near this 120, so we'll keep it realistic and just shoot for 120 here on AMD this week if the market allows it. Oh, an AMD here on this daily Ichimoku cloud, cracking up through it, coming back to retest it here on Friday, got some support right at it, and took off. Very nice bounce here off of this daily Ichimoku cloud top. And we got a nice shelf coming up here, so again, getting to these levels here across the market of previous consolidation, right? Wouldn't be surprised if AMD maybe pulls back to this daily Ichimoku cloud top here and then goes higher for this weekly squeeze top, right? That's a nice scenario that could easily play out here, especially if you're looking to buy the dip to go higher on AMD. Really like this key psychological level of 110, and I really like the top of this Ichimoku cloud. Just a quick look at contracts here, see if anything stands out. Ooh, and some puts here lighting up at Beast and no calls. So again, set it in Apple. Puts looked a little bit nicer, and looking like puts looking a little bit nicer here on AMD as well. Could have us a little downside leg maybe before going higher tomorrow. But again, a lot of these names are going to look similar here because of the upside we had on Friday, so I'm not going to be surprised that we just keep seeing puts at Beast and not calls, right? Puts are the ones losing value and coming back to their buy zones. Alright, moving on. Amazon back up to a key level here at 140. Really nice run up here with the rest of the market, right? Coming off this weekly squeeze bottom and getting up here near the top again. Got through this little gap here we had previous. And let's see, ultimately the mission here is to get back up to this 145. But definitely clearing some good levels here. Right here. So let's see, if we can crack this 140, should be a nice run up to 145. Still would keep us within this weekly squeeze top. So not a heavy ask here for Amazon this week if we can go higher. And Amazon really capitalizing on this thin daily Ichimoku cloud here and cracking right through it on the cross. Let's go. Nice look for Amazon. So again, right, not going to be surprised if we jump in here and see some puts light up at Beast. But again, we have a nice little pullback target here of this daily Ichimoku top. Here at about 134.5, right near 135 key psych level. So we're going to be looking here for pullbacks to hold either at 135 or this 134.5 daily Ichimoku top. So some good pullback targets here. Let's see if we can buy the dip and go higher and really test this 145 if we can crack this 140. And again, like a lot of these names, right, my downside thesis here for all these names is going to be pretty much the same and very simple. Got a bunch of daily moving averages here below. Really just those clusters are ultimately my downside target if we get downside. Right, or again, these pullback targets here to buy the dip. These are going to be right up here in with this 134.5 and this 135 on Amazon. So again, just calling this 134 or 135 the zone here that I want to buy the dip at on Amazon. Google. Or actually, we'll take a quick look at those Amazon contracts. Just a quick one. And yep, some puts here lighting up at Beast. But again, we had a decent upside on Friday, so not surprised. Google. Google still has a couple moving averages here to clear. Obviously got rocked by that earnings, right? Wasn't even that bad of an earnings, but You know, Google held up really well while the market was doing the opposite here, right? Market was doing a lot of downside while Google was just steady holding up and steady climbing. So, you know, a little bit of divergence here between Google and other names and the rest of the market. So even on I would say even a decent earnings, right? They just kind of played the psych game on us here and rug pulled this baby here into oblivion. But ultimately getting back up here to this 130, didn't even get down to this daily 200, so decent look here for Google holding at this 120 and trying to climb back up here, right? I always like to leave names alone for like 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 4 to 5 weeks depending on the name, after they get beat up on earnings. But you know, Google, a bigger name here. Won't be surprised if Google just takes a very, very little bit or very little amount of time off and then it gets right back into shape with us, right? Even here in these last couple days, you know, a nice 10-point pump for Google after a bad earnings. Pretty impressive, I would say. So maybe one to keep an eye on here. Oh, also getting up to this daily Ichimoku cloud, right? Y'all know the deal. Just trying to hold up in this cloud, crack above it here near this 135-ish, and continue to the upside. We are right at this gap too, right? So let's see if we can hold up this level where this gap is and come back up and fill this gap to the upside. See what these strikes look like here for Google. And Google a little bit different here. Let's see a little bit here lighting up on the call side. Kind of the same value as well here, 2 cheap ones. So let's see, just got to give Google some time here at the mean, let her pick a direction, right, as usual. Just looking for a good level to put on some risk, and we're here at the mean on Google, so keep it simple, right? Below the mean, play some shorts, above the mean, play some calls, play some longs. Life is good. Meta. And Meta, just like Google, right, was holding up pretty decent, held up here at the mean, right, been sitting at 300 for a long time here on Meta. Took a decent dip though, right, took a decent dip here into this earnings, after the earnings, but then rocketed right back up here to this 300 and even above, right? So Meta really just took no time off after that earnings dip to come right back into play exactly where it has been. And clearing this daily mean, right? I mean, really showing some really good effort here from Zuck, getting back above this daily mean. Let's see if we can just keep going higher here on Zuck. Got a weekly squeeze to deal with. Should hopefully be loose enough that we can just kind of get through there. But again, just got to get up here near this 325, near this 330, and try to work our way higher. Also clearing this daily Ichimoku cloud here, right? Really nice shelf from Meta on this daily. Again, can use this as a pullback target right here at this 300. You know, this 300 has been a big level for us. But I've been saying it here for quite a few weeks, you know. Above 300, I like Meta to the upside. Below 300, maybe leave it alone or play some shorts. And still holding up here. Quick look at contracts. Some puts lighting up here at higher value. At 300, a big one. So yeah, again, we had a nice leg up this week. Could have us a little pullback before going higher. Maybe revisit this 300, though 15 points decent here on Meta. Maybe just revisit this daily mean before going higher. We shall see. Microsoft. Oof, Microsoft back up to 350 here, my goodness. Got really shaky here down near this 310, right? But we kept screaming 310 to hold here, and man, has just been a nice move up here since then. A lot of turbulence here at this 330. Spent quite a few days sideways here. About half the month. Nice pop on earnings. Came back and we are just ripping right off of this daily mean again. But up to this weekly squeeze top. So again, we're going to look at some contracts here. Won't be surprised to see puts lighting up. Looking for a relief bounce, right? But let's see here, right? Microsoft up here pretty decently. You know, I would probably wait to play some longs here until we do have a nice pullback, because we are now back up in this third Keltner to the upside. But a really, really nice run back up here from Microsoft. Let's check out these contracts. And we've got a couple puts here lighting up. This 345, nice key psychological strike. And at about a buck here. Nice key psychological level for any option contract, so I like that. This 345 could be a nice one here. Let's just take a look at it real quick. Down here in our B zone and held right at the top of our open range buy zone here. Ooh, very nice. To the cent on this open range buy zone. Nice. Yeah, so again, you know, if we do get a nice little pullback here early into the session, this 345 put will be a nice little play here from Microsoft, especially at this weekly squeeze top. Could have us a nice little dip here before going higher. Netflix, another one, right? Dying here for a while. Now we got to let it chill out to the upside. Really nice gap up after that earnings. Came back to retest that gap and then just went higher from there. Really nice hold here from Netflix. They really showed you the strength here on this hold of this gap. And they said, we're going higher, baby. Oh, and cracking out of this daily Ichimoku cloud right here. Love to see that here for Netflix. Alright, ultimately target here, just a nice key psychological level of 450 to the upside. Let's see if we can get it, but again, a name that's looking like it's going to need a little pullback here before going too much higher. But again, we came from a lot of downside, right? So, you know, I've been saying it the last couple days, even as I've been trying to be short here on the market from time to time, or at those opens. Right, we've come from a lot of downside, so it doesn't have to be a local ceiling, could just go higher. But again, I would let Netflix here maybe chill out to the upside. NVIDIA up here at this nice key psychological level of 450, had a couple of looks under 400 here this last week, right, and the week prior. But a nice hold here at this 400 overall was this weekly squeeze bottom and a nice rocket ship here all week with the rest of the market. Got above this daily 50 here at about 445, made the move on 450. Really nice move back here above this daily mean, right? Above this daily mean, liking the upside. And also here on NVIDIA, about to clear this daily Ichimoku cloud. Really nice move here to come up and test this shelf. Oof, got a really long shelf here through December, really. Would definitely mark this level here on your charts. So really like NVIDIA here to the upside if we can hold this 450. Again, like most of our names and indices, maybe a little relief dip here in store for us earlier in the week. But ultimately, we're coming from downside, so we could definitely continue higher here. You know, maybe later this week or maybe the next couple days. Who knows? But again, you know, as we get to these critical levels here that we've been at before, right? Again, like our indices coming back up to the daily mean around here where there was previous consolidation, won't be surprised if we see some turbulence here. Right, and we're seeing other names with critical inflection points here at like these same levels here that price action is arriving at, right? Like NVIDIA at this daily Ichimoku cloud. So again, just looking at a lot of things here on a lot of different names as well as the indices themselves, that could give us some turbulence this week. So again, going to be looking for dip buys here to go higher, knowing that we are at key inflection points pretty much across the board. QQQ. So again, we can just review that here real quick now that we're back to some indices. Pumping right back up to this previous level of consolidation, right? So this zone here, overall, that this previous consolidation made, is going to be what we need to work through, right? We're in it now, but we need to crack above it, right? We need to crack above like this 372 here, 373. So let's just look at some strikes here right away for Qs. And of course, we can see strikes for tomorrow, maybe giving us a little bit of a better idea of what's to come here more promptly. We're getting a lot of NAs here on the put side. But again, you know, this is just because we made a really strong move here to the upside. These are a lot of strikes that just have not been in play over the past couple days that are now going to be in play, but they just don't have enough data here to produce our magic numbers. Let's look at Tuesday. Tuesday, a little bit worse actually. So we'll just leave that alone for now. But we are seeing here, you know, got some more info here on the call side, right? Nothing really lighting up. And, you know, just looking here at the last ask price and the few beast numbers that are generating, right? They're pretty decently above here. But we do have this one put lighting up here at beast. A little bit closer to price action. So again, you know, maybe a little hint that we're going to see some downside action earlier into the session, right? Or some really annoying rotation before we go higher, if we go higher. So again, you know, just as we arrive here, you know, at this previous point of consolidation, you know, I don't want to go too hard on my thesis for upside or downside when it could ultimately be sideways, right? We really want to let price action prove itself in this zone, crack above or crack below, and start playing from there. So again, let's just look at some strikes here, see if we get something similar. A lot of NAs here. Couple calls lighting up here for tomorrow, but at 2 cents, so not really going to pay attention to that. And let's see, we do have at least one beast bottom here popping up, 78 cents on this 435, and our last price action here was at about $1.15. This being beast bottom, this beast top has to be probably 10 or 20 cents up. Maybe call it like 90 cents or $1. So this 435 put here, not too far off from beast, it seems. And then just looking a couple days out here, let's just look at Tuesday maybe. Nothing. Okay, we got a little bit more information here for Tuesday. Again, just a couple beast bottoms. But they are lighting up at beast here, and with some more numbers here on the call side and nothing lighting up, it does look like, again, right, we're seeing puts here looking for a relief bounce, looking to gain some premium here, maybe early into the session tomorrow. But again, we've seen a lot of rotation at open, right? So that could be satisfied by some rotation. So just have to be careful with that. Alright, and last name here, and I'll let y'all go. Tesla. Tesla got its little butt kicked here after earnings. right? Elon doubled down and said we're going to have manufacturing issues with the Cybertruck, hard to produce those babies. But ultimately getting a nice run back up here with the rest of the market, getting up to this daily mean, a little rejection, but we got a nice little zone here between this daily 200 simple moving average and this daily 21 exponential moving average, right? This daily mean right here. So ultimately between this zone, right, looking for upside above this daily 200, looking for downside below this daily mean. So keep it simple here, y'all. Got a nice level of about 220 as well. Could just call it that. As we try to work our way higher here, but let's see what the market gives us in this upcoming week. Ultimately, could run a little bit higher here, maybe get up to this daily 50 like we saw a lot of other names do. And that would also get us pretty close here, or actually right to this daily Ichimoku cloud in this upcoming week. So something to keep an eye on here. Down to this 200, it gets us our weekly squeeze bottom. So some good level of support here at this 200 again, right? Gave us a nice little head fake here to the downside, but ultimately held staying above 200. A lot of big key psychological levels here for a lot of names that we ultimately held here, right? Really early in the week and went higher. But again, we are at some critical levels here for all of our names, really. Definitely our indices. Got to see how we do at those previous points of consolidation, at these daily means. And again, just keep it simple, right? Look for your horizontal line, play calls above it, play puts below it, and that's it, right? Keep the strategy simple. You will trade with less stress, and you will have a clearer mind to make good decisions. But alright, y'all, that's all I really got for y'all today. If you are new to us here at Predicted Trades, right, you can join our Discord here for free via the link here directly in the description of this video. If you are newer to day trading, we provide a ton of free resources here for you guys to really accelerate that learning curve and try to jump in a little bit quicker and maybe make some cash, right? So just gonna take a quick look here at our Discord. This is our main trading channel here. I dropped the link to this video here this morning to the peeps. But ultimately we have this really good education section here, and this is available to you immediately once you join our Discord for free. And in here, I just go in and I talk about really just getting started, right? How much money you need or you don't need, right? What this game is all about. Talk a lot about market psychology here. And I provided a lot of video links, couple descriptions, some podcast links, you know, to make it a little bit easier to digest all this information. So definitely recommend running through this little section right here. Got some recommended books. Talk about internals here, which we pay attention to during the live sessions, right, which help us gauge which way the market is going. All kinds of stuff here, again, immediately available to you for free once you enter the Discord via the link in the description of this video. So definitely check that out. We do a free Thursday every Thursday where you will get to test run our tools here. The main thing we offer here at Predicted Trades is this tool right here. We chart here directly on option charts, right? Again, this is the Apple 180 call in the form of a chart. And then we provide levels to you on this chart, right? Our main buy zones being these green zones right here. And every day these levels are updated for those individual strikes. So something definitely to check out here. You know, every Thursday we provide this for free, hoping that you can make your subscription before you pay us anything here, right? Is our goal. So definitely check that out. And again, just tons of resources here in our Discord. So definitely check us out if you are newer to trading. Promise it'll be worth it, even just for this section right here. But alright, y'all, that's all I got for y'all today. So Hope everyone here has a great rest of your Sunday. I will be on at the Open tomorrow here again on YouTube for a live trading session right at the Open. So stay tuned for that, and I hope to see you all there. But all right, y'all. Much love. Later.